Let us turn now to President-elect Donald Trump, who is blasting China in the wake of his highly controversial phone call with the president of Taiwan. Mr. Trump took to Twitter last night, attacking China over the value of its currency, taxing of U.S. products, and its military buildup in the South China Sea. Meanwhile, in an interview yesterday, Vice President-elect Mike Pence seemed to try to downplay the call with Taiwan, referring to it as nothing more than a courtesy call.
From the morning after the election, we've seen the president-elect engaging the world. He's spoken to more than 50 world leaders. I've spoken to several dozen myself, and he received a courtesy call from the democratically elected president of Taiwan.
It was prearranged,
to congratulate him. And well, they reached out to offer congratulations, as leaders around the world have, and he took the call, accepted her congratulations and good wishes, and it was precisely that.
All right, Jake Sherman is co-author of the Politico Playbook, and he joins me now from the Politico newsroom. So we're going to start with this phone call, Jake, with Taiwan, and then, of course, the ensuing attacks on Twitter attacking China. Is this something of it sparked something of a firestorm over the weekend, but how are lawmakers on Capitol Hill reacting, I'm wondering?
I don't think anybody is particularly surprised if you saw how Donald Trump campaigned and conducted himself during the election, during the race. This shouldn't be a surprise. This is the kind of behavior he exhibits all the time. This has real-world implication, and it kind of underscores the fact that Donald Trump needs to have a steady hand and a familiar hand as Secretary of State, because when he's on the world stage, there are implications for that action. And I think that's what lawmakers on Capitol Hill are looking for.
So what's your sense, though? Was this part of a deliberate strategic move, or is it sort of, or perhaps maybe a lack of understanding on Donald Trump's part as he's sort of fumbling through this? Which one is it?
I think it's perhaps both. I mean, Donald Trump is not getting the standard intelligence briefings, or he's not taking the standard intelligence briefings that other presidents-elect oftentimes do. Mike Pence is. Donald Trump, we're not sure if he's signaling a new policy toward China and Taiwan, which we call it the one China policy, that China's kind of, that we don't deal diplomatically with Taiwan. We don't know if he's purposely changing that, or if this is just a kind of a quote-unquote blunder on the world stage. And we'll see as time goes on, but it's certainly unique behavior for somebody who's about to take the White House.
Yeah, certainly, and it also really underscores the importance of choosing a Secretary of State, and this whole process has definitely been dragging out, and now it looks like the pool of candidates is actually expanding as opposed to being whittled down. We're hearing about former Utah Governor Jon Huntsman as a possibility, but of course Rudy Giuliani is still out there, Petraeus. I mean, the list is extensive now. What is going on? And do you think that maybe we might get an answer anytime soon?
The transition, seems to be signaling that a decision might come later this week or early next week, but we're not sure. I mean, Donald Trump is conducting his interviews for top cabinet posts like reality television, like he acted in his former life. I know a lot of Republicans would be very happy if Utah Governor Jon Huntsman was Secretary of State. A lot of Republicans really want Mitt Romney, but there are those who think that loyalty should be rewarded and disloyalty should be punished, and want someone like Rudy Giuliani, who's obviously never had a foreign policy portfolio as mayor of New York. But again, we should hear something later this week.
So listen, when you hear names like Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, his name being floated, how are we to take that? Do you think it's solely a move based on optics, or could he be a serious contender?
Again, Joe Manchin is another person that doesn't have any specific applicable experience to be Secretary of State. He was a governor. He was a United States senator. If you think those are, or if one thinks those are experienced, then that's fine. But he doesn't have any experience on the world stage. I think what Donald Trump and his aides are trying to do by floating someone like Manchin is showing that he's seriously considering Democrats for this top policy post. I don't think he's, out of all of the candidates that are being considered, I don't think Manchin has the best chances.
Right. We did hear about one cabinet position that was filled. It's one we sort of kind of knew was coming. Dr. Ben Carson will be nominated as the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. So what kind of reaction do you expect to get out of this appointment?
I think a lot of head scratching. Ben Carson, by all accounts, was a brilliant neurosurgeon and has an inspiring life story. But again, he has no experience in housing and urban development, which is the post that he's taking. Donald Trump is trying, I think, a little bit to be unconventional, again, rewarding loyalty. But Ben Carson doesn't really have the applicable experience to do this job beyond living some of the experiences that he might be dealing with.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see how things develop moving forward. Politico's Jake Sherman, thank you so much.
Thank you.